thing was when Yasuo first came out and was freed up here in the LCS. Okay,
wow.
Let's just forget about Yasuo because he's banned anyway. Jax was banned out, Lulu and Evelyn were gone as well. They left Kayle open, Alliance said, yep, and YoungBuck and the rest of the Copenhagen Wolves might be having a few nightmares about what happened to them yesterday, because we saw what happens. The later the game goes, we see it almost every single time. The later the game goes on, the Kayle becomes somewhat unstoppable. Overpower did it earlier on today. We'll see where that goes with Wickd in the top lane, and we have been hearing has been training that top lane Kayle, or whether it lands with the hands of Froggen.
He played it last week to great success, if I recall. Twitch, of course, was a very strong champion choice a moment ago, but it's going to get switched out, it seems. Lucian has been locked in. Airwaks will be very happy with that. Airwaks actually yesterday, I would say, was probably the shining light for Copenhagen Wolves. Despite the fact they lost that game, he made some fantastic plays. Braum has been selected. In there. Maybe he's going to have a shave to get rid of that mustache, who knows.
Hopefully not, because it's fantastic. On the other side then for Alliance, with Elise gone, something that Shook has really excelled on in the future. Going to be falling back here to Elise. Could have also been an Evelyn. One of those three is what you definitely expect to come out from Shook. And we also see Lucian locked in here for Tabzz. So pretty standard stuff, I'd say, across the board up until now.
Yeah, actually, Evelyn banned out by Alliance. That's a little surprising. So they were kind of forcing one of the two to come out there. Tabzz again on Lucian, as you mentioned. It's kind of the champion that he's always happy to go with. Doesn't matter whether Twitch is available out there. Airlia getting locked in. That is very brave from YoungBuck. Airlia playing against Wickd. Wickd knows that champion inside out. He's going to know every matchup inside out. And if he is playing Kayle, he'll know exactly how to play this one. Joey, I know YoungBuck there, has got his family in the house as well watching. He's going to want to try and perform for them. We'll see how it works out for them. Pretty sure he's not going to pull the donger out this time around. He's done that last split, of course. I don't think we're going to see it anymore.
Oh, we're going to see something different, though. I'm not really trusting Woolite right now in where he's switching around to. The donger, in the end, settles, though, with Twitch. A champion which we saw him last season when he was with Denial Esports, of course, which the Copenhagen Wolves beat in their promotion game. We saw him playing fantastic Twitch level. What are we going to see here then for Alliance? Everyone wanted a Nyph, I do believe.
Yeah, but the thing is, Nyph was played, was it last week? He lost on that one, and honestly, if you looked at the champions they chose, it didn't really fit. He could have gone with Lulu, should have gone with Lulu, and maybe the rest of the team also thought the same thing. Morgana is a champion we've seen Nyph playing a hell of a lot of, would fit very well. As you mentioned, Woolite on Twitch, fantastic. Honestly, Woolite has come into this one. We've talked about Copenhagen Wolves. You know, they had Reckless, they pulled out Forgiven, now they pulled out Woolite. They keep digging out these AD carries that have been fantastic so far. We're waiting with bated breath, and sadly, it is Nidalee.
It's funny how quick a crowd can turn, cheering Froggen as he comes on stage, because he doesn't pick an Nyph. He's suddenly not a nice guy anymore. And cowTard also plays to win some fans, I suppose. If he pulls out the Nyph, he's not going to play a Nyph.
The thing is, the limited, you're setting yourself up to lose. When you start out like that, it's only ever going to go downhill from there, that's for sure. Looks like it may be Fizz for cowTard. It's a champion he played, as you mentioned last week, I think it was.
Yesterday.
And actually, yesterday, yeah. Didn't work out that well, but we'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah, it was fairly impressive in the earlier stages of the game. Obviously, he was playing up against a Twisted Fate, I do believe it was, but as things went later on, and that Kayle started getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger as it went on, and there was no real chance, I think, for the Copenhagen Wolves to be coming back into it. Very interesting to see how YoungBuck does here in this top lane. We've had a lot of talk about YoungBuck and where his real strengths lie. And we've always said he's an out-and-out tanky bruiser player. We've seen him go to these AP top laners, which have never really worked out for him the way that the bruisers have. We'll have to see how he does on Airlia against pretty much the Airlia master.
We'll see how it works out for him. Of course, now that the champions have been selected by the pros, does Alliance still have your vote? Tell us by using the hashtag AllWin or CWWin to LLO Esports, and of course we'll check in with those results in the game.
So 90% was the vote for Alliance from LOLesports.com. It may change, but I don't think
I'm not sure.
Significantly.
I think Alliance have got an absolute fantastic team right there. You've got the heals from Kayle, from Nidalee, you've got the shields, you've got the cocoons, the dark bindings. Literally, this is everything that Alliance like to have. in their team comp. They have everything on a plate. That pick and ban went their way.
We've got some Copenhagen Wolf fans in the house as well doing
A couple of wolves.
They sound more like dying dogs, to be fair, in that one. I don't mean the wolves, I mean the guys in the audience, by the way. So we are going to be getting into the game here in a second. Let's just skip completely over that one. It's our final game here in London, so guys, let's do a little bit of noise.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The final game of Wembley. Alliance as the blue team up against the Copenhagen Wolves, who are playing as the red team. Can Alliance keep their position at the top and stretch away from SK Gaming? Or will Copenhagen Wolves pick up a much-needed victory? They are in danger of slipping out of position and well away from that 6th place playoff spot that everybody is fighting for.
Well, up until now, there's been a bit of damage exchange between the top laners. YoungBuck and Wickd already having a go at each other right from the very get-go. YoungBuck came off worse in that little encounter, but for now, nothing really special here happening at level 1. We see the Death Brush ward going down. Alliance have already spotted that one going in, and I think with that, we could be seeing a pretty standard start on the buffs. See there, cowTard and Unlimited already waiting by the red buff. Airwaks is hanging around as well. Shook just across the other side of the river. Looks like he's going to be starting with the blue.
Well, Shook purchased a ward, so he's actually, I presume, planning on placing it deep by the red. You can see he's actually waiting to go in there. Everybody from the Copenhagen Wolves has actually backed away. You can see Alliance grouping up 4 members. They are getting ready to push in towards this one. They want to start off. Darkbind is probably going to get
a time in the ward
into the red. They did see it go down. They're going to wait a hell of a long time if they're going to time it out before they make their move.
I think they're just timing this one, making sure that it goes down before they actually walk in. We'll have to see about that one. Actually, they're moving already, so my theory was totally wrong. They weren't waiting that one out. Not as smart as I was expecting, but either way, they're moving towards that red buff, and we do see Lucian moving around to the other side of the map, so this is going to be interesting. They've seen him going in there, so he knows that red's going to be gone. The question is, can he get over and steal away the Alliance red buff now?
But it was 2 minutes, 5 seconds, and it was 4 members all going in towards there. So they made sure they were expecting resistance from the Copenhagen Wolves. Clearly didn't happen. Now you can see YoungBuck, he's immediately going back. They want to switch these lanes around, I feel. Or, he obviously doesn't want to face the duo of Tabzz and Nyph, who was on Lucian and Morgana in that top lane. You can see Shook and Wickd. They're continuing the buddy system. Meanwhile, Airwaks, he's going around alongside Unlimited. So it's a bit of a change, bit of a difference. Alliance, I feel, have maybe stolen the march on them with this start. And I think it's caught Copenhagen Wolves a little bit by surprise. They probably were expecting it, but they weren't quite in position. I don't think Shook was planning on taking a tower hit there. They're going for an early tower hit. And Copenhagen Wolves are not going to be able to react. They're not in position to go for a 3-minute 30 dragon.
No, 4 versus nothing here. We see that Twitch down on that bottom lane. Actually, Irelia coming in, so YoungBuck will be joining. We'll see what the Wolves actually go for. They may actually have a go at Froggen in this middle lane, but, well, he's just going to simply walk across. So a little bit of indecisiveness here, I feel, from the Wolves. We saw YoungBuck going back and forth, wondering exactly where he's going to end up landing. And the Wolves here, they've not gone for that early dragon, which is what we've seen a lot of teams do when there's 2, 3, 4 men up in this top lane. They've not really done much about it, apart from left Woolite to have that free farm down bottom.
Yeah, Wicked's going to try and do something. Let's see. Copenhagen Wolves, they have to bully Wickd here. They have to shove this way back in. Otherwise, Wicked's going to be able to freeze the lane out and keep them in all sorts of trouble. YoungBuck will have problems here, which is why you can see Shook hanging on by. Airwaks going deep on that one. Don't think he wanted to go that aggressive, which is why they're trying to force something out. You can look towards that top lane. They're happy to hold this one out. Meanwhile, this was all happening, of course. The bottom lane, Woolite just froze that lane out. He didn't push, didn't go aggressive. In fact, he's got a giant wave, which he's pulled towards his own tower.
Yeah, nicely done there from Woolite. We'll have to see. We've actually seen him in this scenario before where I can't remember exactly which game it was, but he had about 15 minutes in a lane on his own farming and wasn't able to come up with much of an advantage. And we see here that Tabzz was that entire time taking the farm in the top lane. Is 4 CS behind him here, and this turret is going to be instantly pressured. And Woolite down at half HP. Is level 4 though already.
Well, Dark Binding and Tormented Soil catching straight on towards him. As you mentioned, he has got a 2-level advantage over the duo. And now that Unlimited's with him, who is only level 1, by the way, he's yet to gain any experience. You can hear a lot of cheering. It's because Mexican waves are going off in England. Who'd have thought it? World Cup on, instead they're doing that. Wickd is now going to get caught out. Flash being used as well as that heal. Now on towards Froggen as well. cowTard jumping around, playful trickstering. But Froggen reacts pretty well to that one. Holds on and continues farming.
Yeah, keep pushing and pressuring there, and I think that's the right decision. He's going to heal up. He knows that cowTard can't finish him off. Although there is that ignite there, just to mention that actually we see Summoner heal picked up by Froggen here rather than going for the more aggressive ignite. So he's got that in his back pocket to be working with. A little bit concerned for Wickd though, as he said before, had to use his flash to get away as Nyph tanking up the turret. Not sure he really wanted to do that, but Wicked's going to be an obvious target here. He's still got 2 levels till he hits level 6, so no intervention for him. He is vulnerable. Question is, will the Wolves go there?
Well, they're keeping that pressure on towards them. Airwaks does go around on towards them Wolves. So wolf on wolf action. As it is, Froggen getting dived on cowTard, trying to be aggressive, but he took a tower hit. It's not what you want in that fight. The pressure continuing. Actually, lanes are fairly even across the board. Despite all the action, obviously, at the top, despite Alliance going for that tower early on, which is clearly giving them that gold advantage, they've quietly sat back into odds even lanes. White is going down. Airwaks is taking that one. We're getting the old football chants coming out now. We're going to have an England chant soon.
We'll see about that one. As Airwaks here is coming up towards his top lane. So Wickd still not hit 6. Has an advantage over YoungBuck. And are they going to dive onto him? There's the stun coming down. Airwaks going to get in behind the slow. Already coming in. Wicked's already used the heal and caught out of position. And it was I think, pretty obvious that that was going to happen. I mean, he's been up there once, burnt the flash. He's going to come again.
And while that was all happening, Froggen and Shook tried to get him towards cowTard. You can see cowTard pretty low on health, and actually these 2 ranged champions can do a lot of damage on this tower, despite the fact Froggen has only just hit 6. cowTard trying to bait out here, teleporting back to base. Teleport from Wickd, going back in there, gets himself the start of a Gnash's Tooth, which he's going to be beginning with in there. That Stinger being picked up. Crowd keeping themselves entertained, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's always good. Bottom lane, been under the tower pretty much since Alliance arrived in this bottom lane. Woolite actually really quite low there as Shook going to come across. He's gone over a ward though, so we've actually seen him moving in from this one. You see YoungBuck's already started to back away, actually tried a cheeky recall there in that side brush, but that won't work out. And the Alliance needs to be careful here. cowTard and Airwaks are both coming up to this top side. That ward will spot cowTard coming in fairly quickly. Has hit 6 as well, so he's got the fish available. But as that ward is down, Alliance spot him and will just back away to safety. Wickd also hit 6 now as well, so the intervention's there.
Generally, guys, you need Pantheon to do the Spartan champ, but I'll give you credit for it. It's all good anyway. At the moment, Alliance are starting off strong here against the Copenhagen Wolves. You can see Copenhagen Wolves, they're trying to make some plays, but Alliance are slowly but surely crushing them out. That mid lane is taking a lot of damage. This bottom lane is taking a lot of damage, and Alliance, they're just going for objectives. They don't care for the kills that Copenhagen Wolves are trying to find. There's going to be the popping out, and misses as he repels in the air. Another tower for Alliance.
Yeah, and cowTard's like, well.
Oh! See, even Froggen can do it, guys. We're allowed to make them mistakes now.
Yeah. If Froggen could do it in the LCS, then so can everyone else in normal games. As we see Alliance moving straight to Dragon, and this is the 9-2 Alliance that we're kind of used to by now. They take that top lane, push it all the way up, come straight to middle, kill the turret, move straight down the river, take the Dragon. Guess what they're going to do next? They're going to go to the bottom lane and take that tower.
So Unlimited, he's not going to go back, he's going to get dodge out that binding. That was well played because he would have been dead if that would have caught on towards him. This bottom tower taking a lot of damage already. 3 members of Alliance pushing on towards it. That's the 3rd tower of the game going down inside 10 minutes. Alliance are just clearing out every objective. And look at the ward control they've got as well. Look at the bottom half of the jungle. It has complete vision in and around that blue buff area. cowTard trying to force something from Froggen, but he's not interested.
No, not particularly. And we're seeing the recall there from the bottom as well. Sightstone picked up by Nyph. Perfect timing on that one as well, because with those outer towers down, they're going to want that jungle control here and keep the stranglehold, so to speak, on the Copenhagen Wolves up. If we look at the goal, it's already 2,000, and we're not quite 10 minutes into this one with the first Dragon going Alliance's way, all 3 towers. And the Copenhagen Wolves haven't really pushed past the halfway point on any of the lanes, to be honest.
No, dominant performance. YoungBuck, though, has got a CS advantage over Wickd because he's been roaming around so much, because he's not been really sat up in that top lane. It is the only advantage that the Copenhagen Wolves have so far, of course, because all of those towers are down. I guess you could say support-wise. It is Froggen makes the pounce, which is always good to see. Spear does not quite land Playful Tricksters away from cowTard, so good reaction speed there. But it is Alliance that are clearly trying to take all of the advantages in this game.
Oh, Wickd actually throwing the ward over. Did spot Elise in, I think, there. I think he was in range for that. Either way, Airwaks going to be backing off. Are they going to try and fight down bottom? Actually, Nyph going to step forward here. Nice. Unbreakable will block a lot of that damage coming out from the Culling. Woolite going to stealth himself up. I thought he was going to go aggressive on that one, so bit of a trade down bottom. Now Froggen, though, maybe in trouble. The fish going to knock him up, but he turns around the damage, jumps away from it, and here is Shook to finish off the kill. Froggen even managing to survive. Here comes a TP from YoungBuck around the side. Can Shook get away from this one? Leads in, managing to land the Q, and that's going to be Shook going down. 1-for-1. 1-for-1
trade. It is going to finally be Shook going down first. Kill for Alliance and the second for the Copenhagen Wolves, despite the advantage they're gaining. Alliance have got to be careful. Wolves can get themselves in it. They have got themselves a big vision advantage. Froggen, he's making his move, looking towards, coming towards that bottom lane, but they were ready for it. Copenhagen Wolves, you can see Airwaks keeping them busy, and that's actually forcing Froggen to stick around in this mid lane. Spear lands, and they are only going to get stronger and stronger from here on out.
I think Airwaks even tried to dodge that one, to be honest, just let it hit him and backs away from it. So, I mean, Froggen's not really finished off his first item yet here, and already Airwaks taking quite a lot of damage from that one. He's 75 to 64 CS in favor of Froggen. Wickd has also clawed back that deficit that YoungBuck had built up a little earlier on as well. Difference being YoungBuck now 2-0-0, so those kills going to help him get up to that Trinity Force a little quicker.
YoungBuck's got himself a big wave here. Shook's going to sneak up behind and he's got no help. So, I'll tell a lie, I can see Airwaks coming from the base, so there's going to be two members again. These two ranged champions keep on pushing towards them. Wickd and Shook not going to go for the tower, not going to keep the pressure on there. Looking towards the dragon area, that will be spawning in around about 3 minutes time, as the Copenhagen Wolves have afforded themselves good ward coverage of the river, which is why they were pushing down deep on towards that bottom tower. But now Alliance all rotating, 3 members in towards the mid lane, 2 members pushing down the bottom. Copenhagen Wolves, will they react?
They've got to. That's the pure and simple here. They can't afford to be losing any more of these turrets. Alliance actually grouping as 3. Are they going to switch towards this bottom side? I think they are. Seeing that there's 2 men defending from that middle lane, they simply move across. There's the Culling going down. Good damage on towards Woolite. Should be enough to force him back. Good binding as well coming out from Nyph to keep them low. And look at the damage coming into that one. Half HP already done. Here comes the fish from the side, but it doesn't land.
Fantastic Dark Shield spots and drops that Chum the Waters instantly. Alliance continue to tank out this turret. That's going to go down. That's the 4th turret of the game. Inside 13 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, Alliance are clearly showing they are the #1 team in Europe right now.
Playing the tower game almost to perfection here. Didn't really take much damage on that little push there at the end. They had intervention should they have even needed it. And look at that, Wickd recalls, TP straight back up towards his top lane in time to save most of that wave, and crucially his turret as well. The Copenhagen Wolves still to pick a turret up. In fact, they're still to really do much damage, I think, to any of these outer towers.
They don't really care for fights. They're just going straight objective. Straight objective controlling is working very well for them. Nash's Tooth was picked up by Wickd. Let's see how this trade works out. Wickd's going to know he's in trouble. YoungBuck with the mana should be able to bully Wickd out of that lane, and that's what he's done. He can just heal himself up, though, back at the tower.
I think YoungBuck's going to have to be the shining light here for the Copenhagen Wolves today. Got both of the kills on their side, doing really, really well in the lane. The question is the rest of the team going to be in a position to really help him if those fights do happen? Alliance have pretty much just dodged them up until now. They're quite happy to move around to those turrets, use the Nidalee to poke things down. They'll use the Culling to get rid of everything as well. And look at this, they may be able to catch out Woolite. Blue buff has actually spawned. They're going to contest for this one.
They're going to contest. They're going to go in towards that blue buff. It's going to have to be a smite steal by Airwaks, but of course the dragon will be up in 9 seconds time, and if that smite is used to get the blue buff, it almost certainly secures it for Alliance. Alliance are going to want to fight this time around. He's going to try and go for a smite steal with the spear. It's going to have to thread the needle though, because those minions just off the side there. No, it just catches the small little lizard, and it will be cowTard with the blue.
cowTard getting blue, that's definitely good for the Copenhagen Wolves. Will they be able to fight for the dragon here? Oh, Cool lands, Airwaks gonna be pushed down, the culling comes in. Airwaks actually managed to escape that one. Finally, YoungBuck joins from that backside as well. Froggen going pretty low. YoungBuck has to leave the fight. The focus turns to cowTard as we see another one landing onto him. It's Froggen that picks up that one. Can they get any more? Will they just be happy with that one single kill and then go for the dragon? I think Froggen can just zone them out. Blue buff on him thanks to that kill. He's just gonna be throwing spears all day long. The Wolves back out.
Yeah, exactly. The fight for the blue buff. Doesn't matter if they lost it, they took down cowTard, got the blue buff anyway, refreshed that, got themselves their second dragon of the game. Check this one out there. I mean, it's a pretty close fight, but it all started off, they landed the cocoon, the shackles came out, and Unlimited tried to get in there with his Glacial Fissure, but it wasn't enough. Everybody instantly turned on towards YoungBuck the moment he came in. He actually gets out of this one. Wickd tries to focus him. Airwaks and Woolite do a good job at zoning him out, but Copenhagen Wolves, they are split in this fight, and Alliance are very, very clear on their targeting. How they came out on top on that one. So they're now 4-0 in turrets. They've got 2 for 0 dragons. 16 minutes into this game, they've already built themselves up a 4,000 gold advantage.
Oh, YoungBuck actually going to have a go at Froggen here. See Froggen try and get the heal off, try and pounce away from him, but he's going to go down. YoungBuck able to get that one. Tabzz has come up to the top as well, but Froggen being caught a little bit too far up the lane. As I was saying, YoungBuck is definitely strong at this point, but is it enough for the Copenhagen Wolves?
He is by far their strongest member, that's for sure. 3-0 now. Can he pull his team? Screaming and kicking in this one. Tabzz, he's going to get caught out here, Tabzz. You're going to see Airwaks coming around the side there on towards him in a moment. I don't think they realised how close they were to jumping on towards him. Unlimited's going very deep on this one. I'm not sure where exactly he's going. They're going for the invade. They're expecting the blue buff to spawn. There it is. Perfect timing. cowTard gets himself a blue back again.
Yeah, nicely done. And obviously, YoungBuck also has a blue buff thanks to that kill on to Froggen just a little while ago. The Wolves ahead in kills here at 3-2, but still a good chunk of gold behind. Also seeing a few more items coming out. Blade of the Ruin King done for Woolite on Twitch. There's a needlessly large rod added in for cowTard, so going to have a bit of damage behind him now. Over on the other side, the Sheen also picked up fairly early on here for Froggen.
We're going to see Copenhagen Wolves get their first tower of the game here. YoungBuck and Airwaks just off the side. Tabzz not going to get involved in this one. Instead, Unlimited caught out. Shook taking some damage, but again, he's got the escape, he's got the support. The Wolves get themselves a first tower. Is Battersea dogs over me or what?
Well, the Wolves right now struggling, that's for sure. It's 3,000 gold, a couple of decent team fights and a dragon and a tower afterwards. They could bring this one back. There's no doubt that that's still possible for them. Questioning now what Alliance are going to do next. We saw them quite a while ago by now taking down the inner turret in that bottom lane. Since then, not really been able to make any advances when it comes to objectives.
So, looking for a pick there, Woolite. Not going to find it. Could have gone on towards it. Has got the Blade of the Ruin King now, and he was looking to get on towards Froggen, but the moment Nyph showed himself, was cleared out by Froggen. Make himself get some vision in that river, and actually all around their red area, they don't blue buff area, they don't have a great deal of that, which is actually dangerous play for Tabzz, but because they've got those wards aggressively in there. If you don't sing We Will Rock You when you do that same tune, you're missing out. So, Wickd getting the farming down. Keeping up, but YoungBuck is waiting in the wings, and actually, with that Triforce complete, I think he could take him.
I think so. We've seen it already with just the Sheen. I think he only had them when he 1v1 Wickd. Definitely could do it with the help of cowTard, who's just come down towards his bottom lane. Wickd actually sensing that, or just going back to get those golems in the nick of time, means that there's no opportunity there for cowTard. And look at Alliance kind of moving back and forth here. I'm not sure if they're looking really a bit undecisive at this point as to what's the next step in this strategy. Starting to get a few wards down in the Copenhagen Wolves jungle is definitely a start for them, though.
Well, back in his top lane, Tabzz continuing to keep that farm going. Airwaks is going to stick around here. There's got no support, so don't think he's going to go on towards it. Oh, Wickd YoungBuck is really wrecking him right now. He can't get involved in this fight. And Wickd, once again, has to back away. YoungBuck may be able to take this bottom turret, you know. He's got a wave coming in with him, but the rest of his team are under pressure. And Alliance are going to start moving down the river. That's going to force him back.
Let's have a look at this blue buff. He's going to be stolen away here by the looks of things. Early smite from Shook, bit risky, but gets it nonetheless as he throws out a cocoon. And actually, I think this could be trouble for Shook, you know. This blue buff may be going right back over. Actually, the flash comes out. Here is Wickd, gets me slowed down. Didn't have an intervention to help Shook out. Won't need it in the end, though. That's the blue buff safe for him. And we've got the Dragon coming up here in 1 minute's time as well. So Alliance need to get back home, heal themselves up. That's the Wolves, I think, going to be contesting the next one.
Big wave of minions in that top lane. Airwaks pretty deep on this one. We'll get vision of Froggen. And the Copenhagen Wolves, despite their early pressure, are not looking too bad here, you know. Wickd is going to get stronger and stronger, but they have to start trying to make use of this early clear pressure they have on Alliance that they actually believe they can win a team fight, and it may well be possible. They're only 3,000 gold behind at the moment. YoungBuck continuing to keep his farm advantage over Wickd, while the crowd continues to think they're Australian.
Oh, Wickd again in trouble. Got intervention back up.
Oh, just in time.
Yeah, not forced to use it this time around, but really, really struggling against YoungBuck in this bottom lane. 40 CS YoungBuck has over him. Actually has 1 level at the same time as well. Copenhagen Wolves should probably clear out that camp so that their blue buff is going to respawn at some point in the near future as well. Well, look at this. Dragon now up. 4 men from Alliance there. Wickd in the bottom lane doesn't have TP, so he's going to have to walk up for this one. And he needs to get there pretty quickly. Actually, cowTard's going to go very deep. Takes a chunk of damage, but not enough, I think, to scare him away. Let's see if the Wolves are able to hold on to this one. Wow! Airwaks going very deep, but it kicks in Froggen. He gets the kick. Intervention used, and YoungBuck now the focus of that one. Froggen is finally going to go down. Can they get any more from it? Unlimited's low. cowTard's low. Shook's right in the middle of them. They finally track down Woolite. They need to lock him up. Shook going to move in there. Where is the cocoon? cowTard comes back in. So double kill, and now Tabzz chasing in. Has he got enough to finish off Woolite? No, because he's stealth.
Little ninja there. Very, very close fight. Despite the kick on Froggen early on, they just couldn't get the damage down on the right targets. You can see a number of them were low on health, but Wickd again, with the AE damage he gets. They're not going for the Dragon, they're going straight for the tower, inner turret down. Now they're going to rotate down, they're going to take that Dragon. And again, Alliance, all about objectives. But check this fight out, you can see it all starts off. Airwaks goes very deep on this one. Had that Lee syndrome deep in there. Flashes across, kicks Froggen straight back in there, and cowTard actually misses the urgent strike, gets caught out by Cocoon, so cowTard technically out of that one, throws Chump the Waters onto Tabzz. Woolite untouched for a while, but he got exhausted, so it was a good exhaust. Wickd taking down Airwaks in the side there. Woolite does try and catch on towards it, and it saw Elise going in. It baited cowTard back in, which immediately gave a double kill for Wickd.
That's real close to finishing off Woolite there as well. That stealth popping up for him at the perfect time. We see Dragon going the way of Alliance as well. 3 out of 3 for them. And leaves them with a solid 6,000 gold lead. However, the Copenhagen Wolves going to push Alliance straight back. Something that teams kind of stopped doing for a while, which is getting a tower, getting the Dragon, then all recalling, just to see the enemy team somehow rush down that middle lane and take a tower for free. Copenhagen Wolves will take anything, I think, for free, though, at this point. They get the outer middle turret, and may very well, in fact, they are going to take this outer turret in the bottom lane as well.
They need to react, though. Look at Alliance. They're pushing straight up that mid lane. They've got 2 members in there. I think it's 3 members pushing all up the mid. They're on the inhibitor turret right now. You can see Alliance have got Wickd, Froggen, and Nyph, and they are not reacting. Now they're teleporting back. Teleport comes out from YoungBuck, but they're putting a lot of damage down on this turret. Finally joins in towards it. Can they turn this back around? They just have the YoungBuck popping that ultimate to clear out the waves.
All 5 men there from Alliance. Actually, Woolite gonna come back around as well, and the Wolves probably gonna have to defend that inner turret in the top lane in just a second. There's the Wolves finally coming onto the top side of the map. Red buff stolen away here by Tabzz. Once that wave goes through, I mean, there's only 1 turret outside of the Copenhagen Wolves base that's still left up.
Well, we can see Woolite and YoungBuck maybe gonna make a move back towards this bottom turret now. Alliance have made their push. Let's see if Copenhagen Wolves can react to theirs. Woolite trying to get on towards Froggen. YoungBuck thought he caught him out there, but the rest of them are coming around. Oh, no, finally lands! And YoungBuck's in trouble. A great Unbreakable comes out of Unlimited. Glacial Fisher bouncing Alliance, forcing them back out. They can turn this back around. Rat-a-tat-tat coming out of turns back on towards him. And Alliance this time, they're the team that have to back away.
Really, really close. If that wasn't for Unbreakable, for Unlimited with the Unbreakable, that would have gone really, really wrong for them. YoungBuck getting far too low. Tabzz almost getting caught out as well, but there is the binding. Are they going to try and fight this one? The ultimate is running here. Good kick in the last second though from Airwaks, but the rest of the team chasing it in. That was close.
Unlimited a little slow on that one. I think they were waiting for the safeguard there, but it was probably on cooldown. He couldn't jump across the cowTard in time. And breathes a breath of fresh air. Oh, English crowds. Not sure if insane or just a little too much alcohol.
Or a healthy mixture of both.
A healthy dose, I think, of both.
Fantastic either way.
Yes.
So, what do we have here then? Alliance with only one turret left to take before the Copenhagen Wolves are pinned completely in their base. A few more big items come in as well. We saw the Rabadon's Death Cap now added in to the Nash's Tooth for Wickd. There's a Zhonya's Hourglass for Froggen, I think after getting caught out a time or two, has decided, okay, gonna need that extra safety of the Zhonyas.
Well, Copenhagen Wolves are definitely trying to make a game in this one. Despite the fact they're 5,000 goal behind, Alliance are being pressured. They're going to gain. They're trying to push up that mid lane. Woolite's the only man there. You can see they were all across the side. Alliance thinking they had a slight advantage. They're not going to push too hard on this one, though. And it's going to be simple ward clearance once again. Alliance realizing this is a dangerous game to play back and forward. They need to get complete vision control. It's something, if you talk to Froggen, all he ever talks about. Vision control, vision control, vision control. That's what Alliance's game is right now.
And LeBlanc. And LeBlanc talks about LeBlanc.
It's actually LeBlanc.
Yeah, LeBlanc as well. The pink ward goes down. I'm actually a little bit worried for the Wolves here as things go on. cowTard in particular, not sure how he's going to be able to burst anyone in this team down with that intervention of Wickd, with the Zhonyas on Froggen. So, now, always going to be able to take one target out of that one. Excited to see how cowTard goes about it. He, of course, went for Lich Bane. Bang, first item. Needlessly large rod in there as well. Oh, see what he could do. Oh, Tabzz a little bit far down the lane. Good ward, though, there by the white camp. Keeps him alive.
Absolutely. Saw it coming. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, actually, it's going to be Woolite looking towards, trying to stealth up here. Goes on towards Froggen, doesn't quite catch him out. Teleport comes in. YoungBuck going on towards Froggen. Can he get the stun now? Gets the slow on towards him. A great cocoon now immediately stops him, so they turn straight their attention on towards Shook. YoungBuck will just about catch the spear as well. A fantastic dark binding. The cocoon is jumped over. Oh, jumped the water spikes. And Alliance sidestep everything the Wolves have.
Ultimate again from cowTard wide, and you've got to land those ultimates. They've got to be picking up kills here. They need to get back. Oh, Wickd. Oh, two men. Wickd. Face checking in. Doesn't even get to use the intervention. So I said, I'm not sure how cowTard's going to burst anyone down with intervention. The key is they don't get to use it.
The key is to have YoungBuck alongside you who will get the kill for you. That's for sure, and he'll get the stun in as well. So, it's a 4v5, 25 seconds of this. Can they get in and try and steal that dragon away? Wickd will be up just about in time. He won't have teleport available. He'll be able to have to run straight down here. Woolite is going to shove the bottom wave. Copenhagen Wolves, they actually have good control over the lanes right now. They may be able to try and pressure for the first dragon.
Yeah, Woolite with that Ghost Blade on as well. See if we can actually catch anyone out and make use of those. Up until now, Alliance, I want to say, been sticking together. Obviously, what Wickd did just a little earlier on kind of contradicts that whole thing, but very rarely are we seeing those Alliance men being alone anywhere on the map. And Froggen actually died alone earlier on, so actually I might just be talking quite a lot of nonsense at this point. But for now, at least, they're all grouped up, and they're going in for the dragon.
Here we go. Copenhagen Wolves, can they get their first dragon? Chump the Waters has been thrown out on Froggen already, and that was quickly blocked out. Glacial Fissure on Shook does 0 damage, doesn't cause them towards them. YoungBuck goes aggressive, trying to catch on towards them. Nyph is running in. It's a great Shackles running in there. They managed to go 1-for-1 so far. Both supports going down. Oh, spear dodged out of Froggen, kicked in. cowTard goes on towards him. Intervention being used out. YoungBuck can close the gap on towards him. Great cocoon follows through. Airwaks goes deep. Flashes back out of there. YoungBuck catches on Froggen. YoungBuck gets one down. Tabzz is going big on this one, but he's going to catch on towards it. He gets a double kill in there. They're chasing back towards Wickd. cowTard and Woolite got to be careful they don't get pincered by Tabzz and Wickd here. They have a lot of damage between them.
And are they going to go for it here? We saw Tabzz just checking the brush. Hey, very, very close encounter. And look at this, Woolite going back in, right on top of Wickd. Tabzz turns around though, Slow gonna come in, Tabzz gonna get the double knock, gets the kill, but cowTard dives in and gets the double. Brilliant from cowTard.
Wow. Well, that certainly woke everyone up, that's for sure. cowTard just about pulling off. It was technically an ace, but Nyph had actually respawned. The fights had gone on for so long. 6-1-2 for YoungBuck. T is Yum, apparently, not TSM, I'm not sure. It's one or the other. cowTard, though, and Nyph, they were the ones that started it. They were the ones that died at the start. And what a crazy back-and-forth matches it's turned out to be, despite the fact the Lions were 4-0 up in turrets. They had complete control. They had all the dragons. They had everything in their hands. Copenhagen Wolves are throwing a monkey wrench in there. They're trying to make this game chaotic.
Well, there's a dragon in here as well now, and the Wolves going to start that one off. And they're nowhere near this one here. That's better. And dragon down to half. Elise is by the golems. This is a Wolves dragon here. This is going to bring them right back into it. 44,000 to the 47.3. First dragon of the game for the Copenhagen Wolves. They need to keep up with this killing record that they're going with. A few towers would probably help as well. All those outer towers now down. Froggen just trying to get in on top of cowTard, who's now finished off his death cap on top of that Lich Bane as well. Picked up 3 kills in the last few minutes.
Alliance trying to stop the push. You can see they're going aggressive, purposely pushing up that mid lane because YoungBuck was trying to split push down the bottom. He hasn't got a teleport available, so he's had to back away once again. But Copenhagen Wolves, I tell you, nobody can deal with YoungBuck as a split pusher right now. He is so strong on Irelia. He's got that Zephyr completed as well as that Trinity Force he had very early on. Nyph getting caught, doesn't quite get the damage down on towards him, and Limited eating yet another Dark Binding. By the way, Nyph, I mean, at the moment, those Dark Bindings have been stopping so much from the Copenhagen Wolves. And again, the Wolves are looking to fight.
Looking to pull down Alliance. I'm going to see Azonya's out of cowTard as well. Once he's got that, it's going to be very difficult to hold down his Alliance here. Got minions pushing onto that inner turret. They should be able to get this one away, but the Wolves going to start coming around the side. Do they want to fight it? Q has landed onto Shook. It doesn't look like they want to fight. Or do they? There is Airwaks going in on the side, though. Airwaks is going to go down. Intervention not even needed there. That gives them an instant 5 versus 4, and they keep chasing on. Unlimited lost a bit of health. Woolite's already gone, but they've got to do a loop around because they need to protect this tower.
The Wolves should not have engaged there because, simply put, YoungBuck was not with him. He's the man that's been causing so many problems for Alliance. The Limited blocking off everything once again. They're holding on desperately towards this inhibitor turret. Now that YoungBuck is with them, he's got to be careful he doesn't get singled out. He's taking so much damage already. The Limited wants to gain caught out. They're trying to revenge this one back on there. Nyph takes a big chunk of damage. Woolite caught out with the Dark Binding. He has to get away. So much damage coming towards him. Wickd comes in. They turn it back around. YoungBuck gets the killer towards him. Froggen goes down. YoungBuck gets away with it. Now they're going to turn it back around. It's going to be the inhibitor turret finally going down. This is a wild game. But just about Alliance is thinking of. Airwaks is giving chase.
He's going to have to be the hero. YoungBuck coming around the side as well. That's going to be 2 down. And YoungBuck's going to get himself another one. Double kill. And it's an 8 for the Copenhagen Wolves. They're pinging Baron. They're going to go for Baron. What a crazy match this one's turning out to be.
Finally, we get the match that London Wembley Arena deserves, and the Copenhagen Wolves are going to get the Baron down here. Alliance are 15 seconds from spawning. They're not even going to get close to this one. Wickd coming. He's got a ward there. He can teleport in. He's going to spawn in 3 seconds time. This would be a hero move. Intervention's not quite available. Will Wickd go for it? The Baron is going to get slow. He could teleport in any second now. They've swept it. They've not quite caught out. He's not going to teleport in there. Oh, that's a weak move, Wickd.
I think you would have probably died straight away anyways. Intervention had only just come up. Either way, the Copenhagen Wolves seizing the opportunity there. YoungBuck getting back out, coming back in and then finishing off the rest of the team. It's only 2,000 gold the difference now between the two. Alliance still up by 7 turrets to 3 though. The Copenhagen Wolves with this Baron on need to make it count.
So, let's just take stock of what exactly has happened. The top is completely exposed. The inhibitor turret did go down. Inhibitor didn't follow, but the turret is down. 7-3, big advantage in terms of turrets for Alliance, but 15-11. Copenhagen Wolves are getting the kills. They are finding them. Woolite again 0-2-7, not made a big impact, but 10-1-2 YoungBuck. That was the problem in the top lane. They engaged, YoungBuck wasn't with them. He finally turns around, teleports in there. Oh, cowTard called with a dart bind. I don't think he's going to be okay. Cocoon follows, and a spear. That's one way to lock him up, that's for sure. And that just shows the control that Alliance actually do have if they were to single out a target. And that's a problem, because YoungBuck is clearly the most fed player and will be focused.
Yeah, it will be. Trinity Force Zephyr got himself a giant spell on top of that Banshee's Veil as well, so he is ridiculously fed right now. 10-1-2. Carried pretty much all the kills on his team, as once again Shug throwing out that cocoon. Airwaks being a little cheeky, or not quite as cheeky as he thinks, was stood on a wall, but look at this, they're trying to get in onto that inner tower, but the spears from Froggen, they really, really hurt.
Well, I'm wondering whether YoungBuck fancies a duel down there. He's going to sneak around the bottom, getting the wards down. He is fed, but unfortunately the rest of his team are not. Top lane, they're going to split push, trying to keep everything going, trying to keep Alliance on their toes. And this is what they can do. They're thinking individually, if we were to duel, we may be able to win this one. And with that Baron buff on, of course, they are the team to push. Froggen's gone out.
He's gone out, and he's going to be surely finished off. No, gets the summoner heal in there, using his own, and that was real close. Airwaks here, waiting possibly for Shug. Got YoungBuck down on this bottom side as well. Meanwhile, mid lane is being pushed up. That's not as much damage as I expected to land onto Nyph, to be honest. It doesn't matter. Maybe they can force him away from this one. cowTard waiting off to the side as well. Meanwhile, that bottom lane is still being pressured by Airwaks and YoungBuck. Wickd knows he can't fight these two.
Airwaks takes some tower damage though. He didn't want to take that, that's for sure. YoungBuck will get some damage down. Wickd doing a good job at keeping the waves clear, but again, it's another tower. The Copenhagen Wolves are slowly but surely forcing Alliance back, but look in the mid lane. Tabzz going aggressive. He may get slowed down here. He has to dash away from this one.
Well, cowTard might go offensive on that one. He's actually used his flash not long ago. Not exactly sure what happened on that one, as Airwaks is going to catch that spear. Can they get in onto this inner turret? More spears come flying through, binding onto Unlimited. Cocoon follow up, but that's not really what they were looking for. Wrong target. That would have been Twitch. Alliance may have felt like their chance to shine was now. Either way, Dragon has just spawned into it. This is the Wolves' chance to completely level up this game's gold.
Dangerous though for the Wolves here. YoungBuck splitting off to the side. He hasn't got teleport available, but it's someone that the Alliance have to deal with, because he's going to take down that turret. That's where you see Wickd once again going off. Oh, Woolite got way too aggressive on that one. The culling coming out. Just about done. Tabzz catches him. Max range. What effect will that have though? The Nyph going in towards this one. Airwaks taken way too low. Finally, YoungBuck is going to join them. But that was a great, great catch by Tabzz.
Crazy, crazy stuff there. I'm not sure what Woolite was thinking, going one step too close. Tabzz saying, okay, I can kill him. We're going to go for this one. It leaves Alliance now in a 5 versus 4 for this Dragon. There's a ward there, but look at the top lane. The top lane is being pushed right now by YoungBuck and cowTard, and this is a fed Irelia and cowTard who's got a Lich Bane. They don't not mess around when they're on those turrets.
That was a turret for a Dragon, and a very good trade as well. Copenhagen Wolves reacting well to a bad situation. They knew they'd lost the Dragon, they knew it was about to spawn, and that was 2 dangerous members. cowTard, of course, with that Lich Bane and Death Cap on him, he can take a lot of damage on them towers. YoungBuck as well, putting all of the pressure on. So the Copenhagen Wolves, they're keeping Alliance on their toes despite the fantastic start Alliance have had. And it is still very close, just 3,000 gold between them. Now only 2 turrets between them. That exposed inhibitor in the top lane, it is not fussed at all, because Alliance, they haven't been able to go near it after that Baron take.
Not been able to get anywhere even remotely close, and not really even on that side of the map, to be honest. Also have to point out, Wicked's now got his Hurricane on top of the Void Staff, the Nash's Tooth, and the Death Cap. So getting to that point where we've seen time and time again that this late game Kayle is an absolute nightmare to deal with. YoungBuck, this could be really dangerous actually. YoungBuck trying to get in around the side. There's this guy that managed to look at cowTard, but no follow through here really from Alliance. Unlimited doing a good job of blocking a lot of that damage coming through onto the team, but that may just be enough damage to send them back home.
Yeah, quick reactions there from Unlimited, but he did take a lot of damage. That means Alliance are going to get themselves a free push in that mid lane. And Copenhagen Wolves, they have to recall quick here because Alliance are pushing hard.
They're going to go back. And it may just be a little slow on this one. Unlimited, not sure why he cancelled his recall and moved around. Alliance not wanting to tank up that turret. YoungBuck will actually teleport into it, so really putting a lot of emphasis on keeping up that inhibitor turret. Alliance, as you mentioned before, have an opening on the top lane, but they've just not been able to push through. Gotta feel that this next Baron is going to be where it's at. 1 minute and 10 seconds, and Alliance have already backed away to start sweeping.
That was a big problem. Teleport used there, Baron up in 1 minute time. Copenhagen Wolves are reacting well here. Alliance have sidestepped. They were going across the side to take the blue buff, and look at Copenhagen Wolves. They are pushing hard straight for this inner turret. They've taken it. Alliance are way out of position here, and it's another turret for the Wolves.
Given away completely free there. Positional play by the Copenhagen Wolves. Could even argue a positional misplay by Alliance, allowing them to rush straight down the middle. They're going to lose buffs as well from this one. And look at that gold difference between YoungBuck and Wickd. He's got about a 2k lead on Wickd at this point.
Setting up.
There is a trap. It's a trap. Woolite's going to be the first one out. He's going to catch Nyph. Not as much damage as I thought he was going to follow through. Was scared of anyone in that brush.
Yeah, they didn't really have vision themselves. They are going in pretty blindly towards this bush. It's going to be YoungBuck, the man who's tankiest. They have got that one ward separates into the side there. They've got to be careful they don't get caught by a single skill shot. Shook is going to get maybe stepped out the side. They don't have anyone to close the range. And again, Copenhagen Wolves, they have mid lane advantage. Baron is about to spawn.
There we go. Baron back into play. Copenhagen Wolves taking the opportunity Baron the last time around. Will Alliance hold them away? Again, positioning here from Alliance, completely out position. The Wolves gonna go straight down the middle. This might be an inhibitor turret, but they're gonna have to fight as well. Turret's already gonna be down by the time Alliance actually get away. The Copenhagen Wolves gonna keep going. They do decide to go in. Airwaks is gonna kick Wickd into the middle of the team. He's right in the middle of them, but YoungBuck don't ride in, and he's gonna get shut down. That's real bad news as the Cocoon comes down. cowTard gonna go low. Tabzz being forced out of the fight though, as cowTard comes back into it, trying to chase down onto Shook. They do manage to get the kill, but there's still 3 to go.
Fantastic control, but the Wolves are going to get on towards one. That's a double kill for Woolite now. That's Shook and Nyph going down, and the Wolves are pushing on towards the inhibitor. You can see Froggen coming around the side. Spear threaded through could be enough to take someone down. It's going to catch on. Oh, the unbreakable. I'm not sure if he was stopped bleeding there, but there wasn't quite enough damage. Froggen jumps in, they jump back on towards Froggen. Froggen goes down. And now the Baron is a possibility for the Wolves. They are really low on hit points, but they're going to make a play for it.
They could end up dying to Baron though. That's the problem here.
Oh, he stepped on a trap.
He stood on a trap.
Stepped on Froggen's trap.
What a way to die in the end after all that one. Sneakily, coming in. Jesus. Crazy, crazy stuff. And look at that, there's minions onto the inhibitor now as well.
Copenhagen Wolves have got to get back and defend, and that's going to give Alliance now time to get him towards that Baron. The jungler is down, it's a 35-second death timer, and somebody from the Wolves is going to have to get in here and try and stop this. Tabzz can't do it on his own, he's got Nyph coming in with him. There's the teleport, Wickd's going to come in, Alliance may be able to secure it. You can see Unlimited, he's the only man near this, he's going to throw a ward in there. They have lost this chance, Alliance have taken Baron.
YoungBuck has TP, but he's not going to go for that one. Alliance get the Baron. And look at the gold, there's 700 difference between them in this one. 42 minutes in, it's 7-7 in turrets, 19-14, the Copenhagen Wolves still up. And cowTard has got about 1,500 gold to be spending. That last fight, YoungBuck actually went down really, really quickly when he dove in there and wasn't able to finish off Wickd. Again, the beauty of that intervention, managing to keep him alive. But real close, and have to give it to the Copenhagen Wolves, the decision making, how fast they made that decision to run straight back down the mid lane there. Really well done.
Just off at the side, I think they got spotted. YoungBuck is there, they've thrown everything at him, but they quickly caught out Airwaks. I'm not too sure if they realized it. This is a Baroned up Alliance. Copenhagen Wolves do not want this fight, they should be back in towards their inhibitor turret.
Airwaks needs to be careful, binding has landed. No follow through though. Spear
out of position.
Cool down. Yeah, completely out of position. They have to get back. cowTard's there as well. And the Copenhagen Wolves gonna be defending on the inhibitor turret once again. Can they get something started? cowTard stepping up. Ultimates are available pretty much across the board apart from YoungBuck, who's got a pretty tiny cooldown anyway, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. The binding's gonna be important. Lands onto Unlimited. Cocoon will follow in as well. Alliance sit there. It's all about Froggen spears to get things started.
Well, Alliance are pushing against super minions here. You can see they're clearing them out pretty quick, but at the end of the day, they are super minions, and that is giving the Copenhagen Wolves a bit of an advantage. This Baron buff is slowly ticking down. It's about halfway down. Chomp the Waters misses out there. Big ultimate being used by cowTard. That's less than ideal, but Rat-a-tat-tat is still available, which is why Alliance dare not jump on towards this tower. Meanwhile, the bottom and top lane, they are pushing in favor of the Copenhagen Wolves, slowly but surely. And Alliance, they need to do something about this. This is not going to work out. They're not going to be able to siege us.
I don't think so.
Unless they catch it hard finding on Woolite.
Yeah, yeah, that could be different. Actually, he steps forward there. That was very dangerous. Spears coming through as well. Not quite connected. Tabzz actually being a man and stepping forward here to do a bit of damage. As the ult comes out, they get the knock up on towards Wickd. They're going in for Shug though. Airwaks is going to go down. Intervention. Wickd will fall. cowTard has already used his Zhonya's. Can they kill off Froggen? No. He uses his own Zhonya's. And Woolite is out of the fight. But now he comes back up. He could probably have all three of them. Decides not to chase on though. 3 for 2 for Alliance.
This is dangerous for Alliance. They've got to be careful because Woolite and YoungBuck are very strong. Woolite's going to single-handedly try and hold this as YoungBuck goes back to the fountain. They may give up the inhibitor turret. Yeah, they're going to let them have this one. Remember, the inhibitor is exposed in the top as well. Woolite stealths up. He's looking to try and jump on towards Nyph here. He's going to have the support. Oh, he's putting so much damage back down on towards him. And YoungBuck now joins him. Alliance are forced to back away. They've got their own inhibitor respawning, but this game is still wide, wide open.
Hanging on to that inhibitor, I think, by the skin of the teeth. A couple of kills really helping out.
It's a dangerous Dragon.
Alliance, yeah, moving towards Dragon, but with Woolite and YoungBuck headed down towards them. This could be bad news. And look at that, Woolite stealthing straight up. They're going to go for the Dragon. Alliance is just going to leave them to it. Yeah,
they're letting him have it. That's going to give them much needed gold to keep it up with them. But the fact that we are at 75,000, that's nearly got in there. 21 to 17. 70,000+ gold. Everybody is fed. Everybody's hitting max items. This is a gigantic fight. And as you just saw, that was a very dangerous time for the Copenhagen Wolves there. If they'd have lost out in that fight, it would have been game over already. And on that point, Wickd, intervention was actually on point this time. Perfectly placed. The Copenhagen Wolves have got to be so cautious of the next fight that they don't get caught out, because the fights, while have been close, Alliance are generally coming out on top.
Yeah, I think Woolite's going to have to do something special here. He's going to have to catch him out and pull a lot. Although in that last fight, he was kept out of it for most of it. Binding, hitting him right on the backside and pretty much out of range to do anything other than just sit by and watch until that Binding had timed out on him. Either way, we may just be having another fight around this next Baron that's going to be due up here fairly shortly. YoungBuck needs to get away from this.
The Wolves are sticking around. They were going to try and set a trap, and Alliance are not having any of it. They want to go straight in for that exposed inhibitor. They're rushing up the mid lane. Copenhagen Wolves, they will be back in time though, and they should react to this one. Good ward coverage from the Wolves. That's all going to get swept out though as Alliance move in, get themselves some Baron coverage. It's not available for a couple of minutes yet though, so that is definitely not going to be where the dance begins.
Wolves got full support here in the audience today as well.
There's a lot of wolves.
Yeah.
Or dogs.
Not necessarily live ones by the sound of it as well. Froggen almost being caught out there by the rat. And the Wickd. Guardian Angel now added in, as if he wasn't already hard enough to finish off. But look at the Wolves, they're not scared here. They're knocking on Alliance's door again.
Well, they know they've got the exposed inhibitor. They're going to try and create a play. They've got to be careful Woolite doesn't get caught by one of those cocoons, one of those dark bindings, and Tabzz. He's on 9, 3, and 5. He's got a lot of damage. He's the big damage dealer right now for Alliance, alongside, of course, Wickd. The spears, don't forget, from Froggen. But, of course, the Banshee's Veils. Oh, Unlimited takes a little too much damage. It's going to put them in a precarious situation if they're trying to pile in for this one. Look around the side. Airwaks desperately trying to get in there. He wants to separate someone. Thought about it. Gonna have to back away. The cover being used, that's gonna get blocked off by Unbreakable from Unlimited there. They try and turn it around. The dark binding goes in. This is a dangerous play. There's gonna be chunk of waters on towards Shug. They're gonna get on towards it. Tabzz takes down Airwaks straight away. Nidalee getting on towards another kill. cowTard desperately running away, but Tabzz is cleaning up right now. With Woolite tries to get back up. Wickd should be able to get the slow on him. He's gonna heal himself up. The speed on there. The spears go through. Wickd flashes on towards him, and he sneaks across to the side. But it doesn't matter. Alliance are running for the base.
Oh, he's going back to Tabzz now. He's going to try and 1v1 him. No! They kill each other. They kill each other, and that's 4 men down. YoungBuck's got to be a hero now. Froggen and Wickd have got massive damage, and they'll take down these buildings really quickly. 30 seconds to a minute before the rest of the Copenhagen Wolves start to come back up. Alliance might try for the win here.
Well, he may be on 12-2-4, but he's not stupid. He can't fight Wickd and Froggen now. They have such big heals intervention in there as well. He's going to just do as much as he can to interfere, but that's the 2 inhibitors going down. He's going to say, that's all you're going to have, guys. I'm going to let you walk away from this one. You can see Limited is about to respawn. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're proud of our server here in Europe, EU West.
EU West. So, Baron coming up in 2 seconds. Froggen's actually recalling here, and so is Wickd. That might not be ideal. That may not well be ideal here for Alliance. You see the Copenhagen Wolves are rushing straight towards it. Alliance need to get here pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're coming straight in. See Nyph leading the charge. He's got to be careful he doesn't get caught out in that charge, going blindly into a bush. We can see YoungBuck is setting up for. They don't have a ward coverage in this front one, so they can't dive straight towards them. Alliance are going for it.
Alliance pushing through. Spears will go flying in there. And finally, they do spot each other out, and I think we're going to have both sets of 5 facing off across the river here by that Baron area. They need to be careful about the super minions, though. That's something that Alliance have got on their side. Time will see these waves pushing in towards the base. That's one thing that the Copenhagen Wolves got to keep an eye on. Luckily for them, YoungBuck does have teleport available, so he could be the one to back off and keep hold of the base.
45 kills in 50 minutes. Definitely an action-packed game with 15 turrets already down across the board. Maths is never great to do when you're live, that's for sure. Blue buff is going to go across to cowTard, who honestly needs to land Chum the Waters on the perfect target. 12-4-6 Tabzz. Has to absolutely be focused out in this next fight. They've got to take him down ASAP, but unfortunately the intervention goes towards him, which is delaying everything. Woolite, it's dangerous play here, Unlimited. He's actually going deep on that one. They're going to look towards going on Shook. Good seeing YoungBuck going in.
YoungBuck going right into the side, didn't manage to get from the walls onto Shook. cowTard is going to take him down. Good Cully coming in. Tabzz is going man mode. Step forward. cowTard goes back out of that one. It's a 1-for-1, but they've lost their AD carry here, the Wolves. That could be the important factor.
Whereas Unlimited's going to have to try and block out this damage. The shield Unbreakable comes up just in time. Tabzz has got so much damage though. Wickd teleports in. Unlimited goes down. Alliance are pushing on through. The super minions are on the Nexus turrets. The rest of Alliance are following through. They're going to get one Nexus turret down. Copenhagen Wolves are doing anything they can, desperately trying to defend this final Nexus turret, but I'm not sure they have enough. Airwaks goes in. He goes down. Sacrificial lamps. Everybody piles in. Froggen pulls out the Sonya's hourglass, and that's going to be the Copenhagen Wolves losing this match. Alliance take it down in 52 minutes. But what a final game here at Wembley.
Crazy matchup this one, and you can see what it means to Alliance. That was not as easy as the first few minutes may have predicted for that game. Alliance started off so well, moving from tower to tower to tower to Dragon, gaining themselves a really good lead. But the Copenhagen Wolves, they may be the bottom team in the table, but they showed some real spirit in that match.
Absolutely, they proved that they do have it in them. They can pick up victories, they can challenge the very best in Europe right now. They took them all away, no doubt about that. They got inhibitors down on both sides. 26-25 overall kills, 51 kills in this final match. And it really was a great, fantastic final game here in Wembley. It's just a shame that it has to end.
Yeah, such a good game to watch. I mean, as you said, 52 minutes we got into that one. We were talking about YoungBuck earlier on. A bit warm in here, I'm not gonna lie. And 12-3-5 is where YoungBuck actually ended up there on Irelia, showing that those tanky bruisers might just be, after all, his thing.